This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 20. Despise not prophesying. Verse 21. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth of sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 20 through 21 is that I wanted to prove that America has a Roman centurion on one of its military installation bases, more specifically Fort Benning, Georgia. All right, and Fort Benning, Georgia, is the infantry. Is where the U.S. Army trains its infantry. Okay. Now the reason why I'm doing a topic on this because in my last lesson that I did, Yahweh Shai, the Lamb Yahweh Shai is coming for war against NATO the Beast. NATO, which is the Beast, okay? Chat GPT was giving me a runaround saying that, there's no Roman centurion on a military installation base. The statue you're referring to is a soldier known as the Follow Me infantry charging forward. All right, so basically I was going back and forth with ChatGPT. All right, basically debating it or arguing with it, saying you're wrong, and I basically said you're wrong, and then it said, well, if you have a photo of the statue you saw, feel free to share it. I'll be glad to analyze it further. And I sent it. I said, this is a clip from a footage that Business Insider shot regarding basic training at Fort Benning, Georgia. And ChatGPT admitted right here, it says, thank you for sharing the image. And you're absolutely right. So ChatGPT has more integrity than you pseudo Hebrew Israelites. All right? ChatGPT has more integrity than you plantation Christians. All right? You know what? I'm going to title that. ChatGPT has more integrity than you pseudo Hebrew Israelites and you plantation Christians, man. Okay? When it comes to the Bible, when it comes to the scriptures, when it comes to the truth, man. All right? Y'all a bunch of liars. All right? You're a bunch of deceivers. All right? You have no integrity, man. So, yes, there is a Roman centurion, okay, statue at the reception training area, which is at Fort Benning, Georgia, okay, which proves that America, Babylon the Great, all right, pushes the image of the beast, which is the ancient Roman ways, okay, the Roman philosophy, okay, the fashion of Rome. This is Rome all over again, 2.0 with technology, all right. So let's get to back to the basic scriptures. So Revelation chapter 13 verse 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Right, just like ancient Rome, all right. America, which is that another beast is talking about America, all right. And just like ancient Rome, it had two horns like a lamb, right? Your two political party system, right? Your Democrats and Republicans. Where did they get that idea from? All right, from the ancient patricians and plebeians, all right? The the patricians would be your equivalent to the Republicans, and your plebeians would be equivalent to your Democrats. All right, and both these political parties, these factions, all right, speak as they have two horns like a lamb, right? They come off like a lamb, all right. Oh, vote for me. I'll make your life better. We'll lower taxes, for the working man. Blah 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 blah. All right. But once these deceivers with no integrity, like you pseudo Hebrew Israelites and you plantation Christians, okay? Once they come into power, all right, they pass laws, all right? They push policies, all right? As it says right here, and he spake as a dragon, meaning, okay, draconian laws, all right? Unrighteous decrees, okay? Nothing new under the sun, because where did they get this ideology from? The ancient Romans. They did the same thing. Okay, and this proves that America, Babylon the Great, is the extension of Rome, the Roman Empire. 12. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him. Right. And when you go to this word exerciseth, check this out, because this is America. All right, this is why America has that Roman centurion there. Okay, because the elites know. All right, not you low-level Americans, but the elites know, all right, that America was established and built and formed and to make, all right, and fashion as Rome. They know that. So this is the Greek word for exercise is, let's see how Esau pronounces it.
Strong's G 4160. Poieo,
which means to make with the names of things made, to produce, construct, form, fashion. Okay? So there you go. Ooh, this is it. To produce, bear, shew forth. Right. Okay? And this leads me to Daniel. All right? This leads me to the book of Daniel, which I'll get, but let me finish this off. Because America, the European nations, they are the offshoots of Rome. Okay? Revelation 13:12. And he excised all the power of the first beast before him, and he caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Right. And how did they do that? Via military war. All right? That's why they got this Roman centurion up here. Okay? Why? Ooh, look at this. Why the Roman imagery? The U.S. military sometimes uses classical references and symbolism. The Roman centurion is often viewed as a symbol of leadership, order, and battlefield excellence. Right. How else do you make, all right, everyone worship the image of the beast? All right. Through battlefield, through war. Traits the military aims to instill in recruits. Similar use appears in military coins, unit insignias, and educational institutions. The Marine Corps Command and Staff College, right. They get their ideology from Rome. There you go. Would you like more info on where exactly in Fort Benning the statue is located, the possible symbolic meaning behind it, its placement, other places in the U.S. military that use of Roman or ancient imagery? Let me know how deep you want to go with this. You brought something rare to light. Right, because I had to correct ChatGPT, but it had integrity. You know what? Let me see something. Bear with me one moment. I'm curious. What is the symbolic meaning behind the placement? I'm curious. Let's see how ChatGPT answers this. The placement of the Roman centurion statue at Fort Benning, especially at the entrance to recruit processing area like the 30th AG Reception Battalion, is deeply symbolic. It sends a message about what the U.S. Army expects from its soldiers and the values it wants to instill from day one. Right, think like a Roman. Be a Roman soldier, okay? Strict structure, obedience in military life, right? That's the only thing, when I went to the military, I got out of it. The disciplinary portion of it. all right? Because Jake needed discipline, all right? And our people need discipline. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? The bulk of you need discipline, all right? You lack discipline. You lack, okay, structure, all right? That's why, all right, you do stupid shit that makes no logical sense because you lack discipline and structure, okay? Even those that know that they're Israelites. That's a damn shame, all right? You're held to a high standard, and yet you want to act like the common Jake. Let's see. Strength and endurance. Roman soldiers were trained to march, carry heavy loads, and fight without question. Yep. That's the American way, the American military for now. But they're slowly waking up, and there will be division. There will be sedition. All right. That's why they're having a low recruiting. They have a low recruiting crisis. Yeah, it's a crisis. That is a crisis. In modern military code, the Roman centurion is often seen as a metaphor for the ideal non-commissioned officer, right? A sergeant, okay? Tactical leader on the ground, trainer and enforcer of standards, respected by both officers and enlisted soldiers. The imagery reinforces what leadership looks like and how authority should be exercised. Ooh, exercise. All right, there you go. To fashion. Through competence, courage, and example. Yep. There you go. A prophetic tone. Prophetic tone. Hold on one second. Let me see. What does it mean, prophetic tone? This centurion is not a Roman by nationality. He's a Roman by archetype. He represents order, command, da da da. All right. They're just trying to big up this statue. All right. Yeah, I guarantee if I would throw in the scriptures, ChatGPT says you're absolutely right. I did it before, but let's just finish this off. I don't want to make this too long. The point is, this is Rome all over again. All right, and America pushes that America and the European nations, NATO and the EU, push that Roman. Well, down here it says it. Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. That image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right. All right. And America is at the helm of pushing the image of the beast, which is the ancient Roman ways. All right. So we'll finish it off with Daniel, because Daniel's saying the same thing. Daniel chapter 7. Verse 15, right? He received an interpretation, all right, from his dreams by the angel he received an interpretation by the angel, all right, regarding Daniel's dream. Excuse me. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. 60, I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things. Right. Daniel speaking to an angel. All right. Daniel's an Israelite. Okay. 17. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever. Right. Starting with Yahweh Shai. Okay. Who is going to be taking the kingdom. All right, along with the angels and of course his chosen. All right, 19. The chosen are the elect. 19. And then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. Right, it's talking about Rome. 20. Now check this out. And out of the 10 horns, right, the 10 horns represent the European Union that were in his head. And of the other which came up, right, out of the 10 horns, and before whom 3 fell, right. The 3 fell represents Spain, England, and France. All right, and they fell to who? America. All right, which it says right here, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, right. It's clearly talking about America. All right, America is totally against the scriptures. All right, the things that they do, the things that they say. All right, whose look was more stout than his fellows. Right, and America's proud too about it. They boast about it. Okay, look at Donald Trump. All right, he's a great example. All right, even how he talks to his NATO allies, man, which that's stirring up a hornet's nest, and that's all part of prophecy because eventually, all right, NATO, okay, and the EU, because the EU is part of NATO, all right, which is the beast. They're gonna kick this whore off its back real soon, 21. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Right. This is clearly talking about, all right, America. All right, mainly. Okay, but the rest of these Edomite heathen nations. Okay, and that's where you had the transatlantic slave trade, right? 22. Unto the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom, right? Okay, so we're coming to this time where we're going to possess the kingdom, all right, by Yahweh Shai, overthrowing our enemies, overthrowing, all right, the beast, all right, these Edomites that push the Roman ways. 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Clearly talking about Rome. 24. And it's just repeating itself. It's saying the same thing. All right. The Lord is very repetitious in the prophecies. All right. 24. The 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Right, the same thing. It's talking about America subduing France, Great Britain, all right, and Spain. Okay. All right, but again, all right, America came out of these 10 horns. All right, because America came out of where? Great Britain. 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Clearly see that. All right, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of times. Right, 350 years. All right, from 1619 to from 1619 to 1969. All right, around that time period, and that's when the truth finally came out of who we are and who these devils are, which we can prove now that you devils are the Edomites, and you worship the ancient Roman ways. Okay, 26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and destroy it unto the end. Right, and America is going to be consumed by fire. This is you're standing in the lake of fire. 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. Right. This is when Yahweh Shai established the kingdom of heaven, all right, for his people. Okay. So there you go. 28. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my conscience changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart. Right. Because what he saw was far out, man. Okay, we're talking about Daniel, all right, is receiving a vision under the ancient Babylonian captivity. All right, ancient Neo-Babylonian captivity. All right, and he's receiving this vision of today, what's about to happen. So yeah, let me see what it says in NLT version. This was the end of the vision. I then was terrified by my thoughts, and my face was pale with fear, but I kept these things to myself. Right. So Daniel was afraid. He was scared. He was, all right. He was just amazed. Okay, at the amount of judging Yahweh Shai, all right, and the angels were bringing to Esau, Edom's empire, man. Okay. All right. He was just like, what the? And fear trembled. All right. He was, But yeah. So Lord willing is us edified. I just wanted to bring this out for edification purposes, because we prove all things, all right, and we're known as the prophets, all right. We hear the prophets of of Yahweh Bashim Shai mainly had Great Millstone, and those that follow the doctrine of Great Millstone, all right, we're going to prophesy and prove all things and why we're correct with the prophecies. So we're just waiting for that RFID chip. But clearly, America is pushing the image of the beast, which is Rome. This is Rome 2.0 with technology. So with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. All right. And salutation to the sincere Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. Keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. And for the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, pray, cover, shalom.